Hi everybody, Lori Marie here, mixed media artist in Vallejo, California. I have missed you guys more than you know. My house is clean, you get a little tour of that. So Handsome Hubby says thank you for the clean house and a couple of nice meals. So we have accomplished that. I did go through my studio and get rid of some things. So I have love letters sent out to a lot of people and love letters to send out to a lot of people. So I got some done and I have some yet to do. So I have missed you guys so much. All right, see ya. Before we get started today, I want to say thank you to Rita. Look at this package I got from her. Oh my goodness, stamps. Look at this, an old library ticket thing out of a book. Some checks, some underpants. This is just heaven. Heaven, 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 heaven in a package. Look at all this. Oh my goodness. I'll see you in a few days, man. Look at all this fun stuff. Oh my goodness. Rita, thank you so much. Thank you, thank you. I will send you a little love letter. This is my challenge. She sent me some brown paper bags that she's sewn together. And so I'm going to take this on as a challenge to see what I can do with that. That's fun. She did send it all in a brown paper bag that she had sewn, which this is how I send my packages too. I love to do that. So Linda and Deb, your traveling collage kits are going in the mail. Yay! And there was somebody else that wanted a traveling collage kit. They were over the pond, and we were going to wait and see how much shipping was. And I can't remember who that was. And we've had some donations come into our village from Allison and Sylvia and Jean. And Faye, I don't think I had mentioned you in there, so thank you. And someone sent me a check. They don't want their name to be mentioned, so I'm not going to mention it. Look at this card. So I have made an altered page in my book like this, Like Minds Think Alike. So she has sewn the underpants on, and it just says, "Thank you for your inspirational videos." So, yeah, pretty wonderful. All right, this is what we're going to do today. I have altered an old paintbrush. I cleaned my studio after our challenge was done, and I found some old paintbrushes. I have a whole stack of them, actually. But this one I changed into a fun woman with some wings. And, yeah, I think I will put some twine in here to hang her up by. Very, very fun. Okie doke, let's talk about the supplies that I think I'm going to use today. Mod Podge, gesso, distress inks, maybe some twine that I don't know about yet, some old lace, some old buttons, some thread, underpants, maybe a needle to sew my button on. I've got these very bright leaves that I want to use for wings, but I need to alter them a little bit. And it's just some random little focal points that really are not going to be focal points on her. They're going to be more like ephemera on her, but we shall see. And then her face. So this is the brush that I'm going to use. I cleaned my studio, as you guys know, and I found a whole bunch of brushes, and this is the one that I want to play with today. So I'm going to start by putting some underpants on her, and I'm just going to tear the underpants and randomly wrap this paintbrush. Sounds easy. So good to be back on the table with you. I can't even tell you how much I missed you. It's crazy. So I'll just put some Mod Podge on this side of the brush, or yeah, on this side of the brush with a brush. Okay. And then I will loop it around later as this dries a little bit. All right, so just go down your brush with various underpants and cover the whole brush. I'm going to let that side dry before I flip it over and loop it around. She's from a magazine, so she's kind of flimsy, and I want her to be more stiff. I want her to be stiffer. So I'm just going to glue her onto a piece of cardboard, and then I will cut her out. All right, I'm going to find those bright silver leaves while all this stuff is drying. One. You guys ever lose stuff? Two. There we go. Excuse my arm. And I'm going to grab my gesso. And I am going to paint those leaves. I grabbed my walnut stain too. All right, I'm going to let those leaves dry. We'll see how that works. Don't know. Life is an experiment. I'm going to flip this over. And I'm just going to drag these pieces over there with some Mod Podge. And I'm going to glue them to the back side. Or maybe it'll be the front side. I don't know. We shall see. I have some blue spray ink on my work area. I see it moving around. That's kind of pretty, huh? Oh. Fragile book pieces, book pages sometimes tear. I'm okay with that. We'll fix it at some point. And just work it around that brush. And go down the other side. All right, so I have my paintbrush covered with underpants. I like this side better. I thought maybe I might. It's more piecemeal. I'm going to come in with a little bit of gesso. Not too much because I don't want to cover the underpants completely, but I do want to calm them down a little bit and give them a bite for the up and comings. And I'm going to grab that walnut spray let that dry. While my brush and my leaves dry, I'm going to bring in all of this little stuff and stuff and bring in my lace and my buttons. I'm going to grab my walnut stain. No, yeah, walnut stain. Distress ink. And I'm going to just goop up this lace a little bit, grunge that up a little bit. And I'm going to sew, let me see how big that is. I'm going to sew a button on what I think might be the center. So I'm just going to go to my buttons and pick out a fun button and sew it on. I have my button sewn on. I'm leaving the threads hanging out. We'll see what we want to do with that. Could use some smudging up on that string though. So I think this is where I want the lace. So I'm just going to cut that edge off about right there. Of course that will need grunging. A little bit on the edge. So, pretty sure I want her there, here. I might cut that smaller, we shall see. I'm sure these leaves aren't dry yet, but we're going to see how they look. Well, those are going to be fun. Okay, so I'm going to go back into all of this stuff, and I'm just going to tear some of it and glue it down. Just have some fun with it. You off my precious, and I'm just going to glue stuff down. So yeah, let's just go for it. Now the walnut stain will move, so I do want to be mindful of that and not get my Mod Podge too far out on that stain. What do we want? What do we want? What do we want? Probably not too much because it's really fun. Gosh, that's fun. Okay, bye-bye clock. We're putting the camera there. Oh, yes, we are. Then I'll tear or cut that off after it dries. That's fun. safety pins. Definitely have to have safety pins. I'm going to grab some sewing pattern. Don't have any here on the table. All right, I have some sewing pattern here. Here again, I need to be careful and not put the glue on here because of the walnut ink. It will move it too much. And so we'll just put that Mod Podge on that sewing pattern here. Hope for the best. There we go. I'm going to have to stop and let it dry at some point. Not there yet. One of these guys has glue on him. We'll use him up there. And maybe the other piece of that, just as to not waste it. Where's my girl? So that lace is not working for me. That's working. And I think the button will work. The lace is the wrong color or something something. It's just not working. Yeah, I can't get the lace to work for me, so that's okay. I do have some fun little somethings here though, which would be fun down here. All right, I have to walk away from this and let it dry. Before I walk away, I want to find the hole in that brush. Where do you suppose? Oh, it's way down here. Okay. Mush that down. Good. Now we have the hole in the brush back. That's important. All right. I'm going to go take a shower. Let this baby dry. Okay, shower done. Gonna grunge that up a little bit. Paper towel. Rip that off. Can I? Yeah. Rip that off. Oh yeah, I have you on there, don't I? Rip you off. I'm gonna wrap that sewing pattern around to the back. It's ripped in some spots. I am okay with that. I kind of like it actually. Oh yeah. All right, so I do want to rip the bottom off here. And found a piece of lace, and I'm just going to put the lace on the photo. I don't know, that button seems kind of big now. Let's find another button. Something not so big. Maybe not so small. A lot of these are shank buttons, and that won't work. How about you? Oh, you're all dirty. Perfect. So that's how she's going to go on there. But I want to play with this first. And I'm going to bring my walnut distress ink in. Go around all the edges. Make sure that those are nice and dark. Very fun. Let's see. I've got these little stickums that I think would be fun down her dress. Not in any particular order, please. Maybe even straight. We don't know. Oh, great. I'm going to get some glue for her. All right, I have these single serving E6000s. Thank you, Bonnie, for that idea. They dry out anyway. A little bit more expensive, but less waste by far. All right, put you down. And where's our little tidbit of lace? There. Don't need that all the way across. Kind of loose and frayed is a good idea. And then, was that the button? Here we go. This is the button we decided on. There we go. So I'm going to put a heavy book on this to make sure that that dries flat, and then we will revisit it. Oh, it's coming along swimmingly. Well, here she is. She's all glued on tight, a little crooked. Oh, yeah, that's okay. I'm going to put some E6000 on these leaves, which are going to be wings. Glue those on the back of that paintbrush. Messy, messy workspace. There, you can see her a little bit better now without all that behind her. Let's do that. Okay, now a sanding block. could wiggle that around a little bit. I'm bringing in my Timber Brown Stays On, and I'm just going to hit taking those leaves off. They're not dry yet. I don't dare sand these because they're so silver underneath. Oh, that's good. Oh yeah, that's great. And the button, I'm going to put a little bit of Stays On that button. All right, there's your inspiration. But if you want a little bit of twine in there to hang her by, or you can just hang her by the hole in there. This is awesome. She turned out great. She's very, very fun. All right, your turn. Go create, go play, go have fun. Okay, we're going to do a little walkthrough. So that is my dress on the left and my mannequin. That's a local artist from New Orleans. This is Rob's work in the center here. It's an old typewriter box with some neon in it. That's Carol Dalton's work. This is Dacia's work. There's Handsome Hubby in a photo. There's some of my work. And then this is from when Rob was a glass blower. Did those magnificent things. This is Handsome Hubby and I when I had my dreadlocks. Very fun. This is, let's see if I can keep the glare out. This is one of Rob's curiosity cabinets, I guess. He just has a lot of his stuff in there. Very fun. This is some of Rob's work. Here, another curiosity box. There. This is Suzanne Long's painting, which I love. There's a little peek of Mark Eanes' piece. We go over here. This is a piece Kristen Cummings did of me. And that's another one of my dresses. This is a cabinet that Rob built. It's so fun. Corner cabinet. That's some of his glass that he blew in there. All right, let's go to the next room. All right, we are in the office / my sister's bedroom. This is a French fence that we have on the wall that holds a lot of little art. You can see some of Rob's bird skulls on there. Beautiful. A couple of my dresses hanging there. Very fun. This room has the computer in it. There's some of Rob's work. And there's Joy Broom's work, but it's framed by Handsome Hubby. There's some of Rob's work. Beautiful. This is Sharon Payne Bolton. There's Rob. You can see his bird skull there and a heart with some kind of vertebrae in it. Here's another one of my dresses. It's a bird nest on the top with some real quail eggs hanging in it and little eggs for feet. So we're still in the office. There's another one of my dresses and a folded book with some old pictures in it. Very fun. Now we're going to walk into the hallway. Here's another one of my dresses. And another dress. This one was quite ripped, so I used some underpants on it. These are all dipped in wax. Here's some of Rob's hearts. This one's in copper. Very fun. Oh, he made his desk, which is a mess because he's leaving for holiday soon. Let me see if I can get a better view of his desk. Nope. These are the cabinets that he built in the bathroom. And as you go into the bathroom, here's one of my dresses. And another one of, he calls them his birdhouses. Very fun. Now we are in my studio. So that's the back of the door in my studio, so you can start to see my organization. This is a piece I did with Andrea Demang years ago. Love that. Here's some pieces I did. There's an old window with some music, sheet music covers on it. More of various artists. There's something fun. It's a bed spring or spring out of a chair that I use to clip things on. That holds all my threads. A couple of my pieces there. The one in the blue frame is not mine. This is my sewing desk. You can see all the boxes that I have that are filled with goodies. There's handsome hubby when he was blowing glass, much younger. My God box. Boxes with staples and beads and all those kind of things. This is the tray that I take in while we're watching movies so that I can play while we're watching those. There's Hudson's bed. And here's where the magic happens. I have it all set up for a project today. So this is the view that you usually get. That's Lori's work on the left side. I make art for a living. There's Rosanna's doll. Yay! A box. One of my watercolors up there. If I can get you here, she's fun. She's fun. This is Sue's lamp. Beautiful. So my bookcase has books, the magazines that I was published in, bookmaking supplies, Mod Podge, things like that on that side. And then buttons, watercolor paints, gesso, extra boxes, chemicals, and spare books that will be worked on. And these are fabric baskets. They have all different kinds of supplies in them. Each one is labeled. So I have 8 of these on this side of the room. Hang on to your stomachs. We're going to go back on the other side. Oh, I'll show you the closet first. And then here's the closet. And all my boxes are labeled as to what they are. Adhesives, watercolor, liquid watercolors, paper tapes, X-Actos, fabric, things like that. And then this is my table with my paper cutter on it. And then underneath are substrates that have yet to be used. And then back on this side are 8 more of those fabric baskets that are clearly labeled lace, old photos, tape, drill, that kind of thing. Lots of papers. And then this dresser, my printer on the top. And then this dresser has various ephemera and things like that in the drawers. All right, one more room I want to show you. So I'm standing in the corner of my kitchen. There's my awesome refrigerator. Isn't that great? And my awesome stove. They're buttercup yellow, which goes with our kitchen, which is kind of a periwinkle and blue. The table that we have in the kitchen, which is over here, is actually the table, the Formica table that I grew up with, which is very fun. And we have a brightly colored floor, which we love. The chairs, so these are what my chairs look like. They're all collaged. Each one is different, but I have 3 of them. So that is your tour of my house.